finally spoke up about Diddy's ongoing court case, and she had a lot to say about it. Diddy's case has been going on for about a year now, and fans have been wishing and hoping that Wendy would just say something. And girl, not only did Wendy finally break her silence about Diddy, but fans read between the lines and are convinced she also dropped some tea on the Kardashians and their association with Diddy. Wendy did not come to play with Diddy because she spilled some wild tea that will leave you shook. If you're wondering why fans have been eager for Wendy to speak on this, it's not just because she's the queen of spilling tea. Sure, that's a part of it, but there's also the fact that she and Diddy have had beef going back to the 90s. She was one of the first people to hint that Diddy was mistreating Cassie. The wild part about this is that Wendy used to be one of Diddy's biggest supporters, and she was very vocal about her support back in the day. For example, we all remember that incident in the early 90s when he and Heavy D hosted a charity basketball game at the City College of New York? It was meant to raise funds for the AIDS Foundation, but things went wrong because the venue was oversold, resulting in a tragic stampede that took 9 lives and injured 29 others. Diddy caught a lot of heat after it came out that the money raised at his event never made it to the charities it was supposed to help. Some of the organizations even said they had no clue he was fundraising for them, which just made things look even more shady. The media definitely came for him hard, but Wendy was one of the few who had his back. She chalked it up to a misunderstanding and told fans to give him a chance to make things right. However, things changed when she started to spill some real tea on Diddy and how he was on the DL at the time. A secret like that could ruin his career. So Diddy did the type of stuff we've come to expect from him. He ordered the members of his girl group, Total, to jump Wendy and teach her a lesson. I remember I got off the air one day, and them Total girls were downstairs waiting, Wendy said. Everybody upstairs at the radio station was looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married, and my knight in shining armor screeched up in his car out of nowhere. Wendy wasn't about to let a little drama like that shut her up. If Diddy thought a close call with Total would keep her quiet, he was seriously mistaken. Wendy came back swinging, cranking up the heat on Diddy and spilling even more tea as a little payback. And trust, she didn't just hit back lightly, she went dirty. A few months after almost getting jumped, Wendy clapped back by leaking a photo of Diddy's son, Justin Combs, chilling with his biggest enemy, Suge Knight. It was beyond embarrassing for Diddy. Now, if you think the tension between Diddy and Suge is wild today, just picture what it was like back in the day. They were smack in the middle of that infamous East Coast versus West Coast beef, and the hate between them was real pure, unfiltered animosity. Wendy knew what she was doing when she leaked that picture because she's always been petty AF. Things really took a nosedive when whispers started circulating that Wendy had an even more explosive photo in her hands, one that could totally wreck Diddy's reputation. Word on the street was that Diddy and his friend went on some beach getaway for a wild party with a bunch of girls. But there was apparently another man involved. And not just any man, if you catch my drift. Rumor has it someone took a picture of him in a pretty compromising position with the guy, with another dude pulling his shorts down. That photo was like a ticking time bomb just waiting to blow up his image. Diddy didn't waste any time jumping into damage control mode. He went full force trying to shut Wendy down before she could leak the photo and completely ruin his reputation. According to Gene Deal, Diddy used his clout to get Wendy fired from Hot 97 before she could expose him. Wendy has also talked about this in the past, saying that Diddy tried to burn her at the stake for trying to expose him. There was a radio personality, once upon a time she said, her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such things. Wendy's now ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, also revealed this in an interview, explaining just how close Diddy came to ruining Wendy's life and career. Is it true that Diddy got her fired from the radio station? Did he have anything to do with that? Kevin was asked. I think that he had, yes, he replied. I think he has. Well, let's be clear, nobody got fired, okay, suspended. Did he use his influence and power with Steve Smith and the station at the time? Yes?
That Diddy was involved with. You want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been obviously a lot of
cruelty-free artistry.
Right, there's been a lot of rumor mill about what has happened in the rap world. A lot of allegations that the misogyny in the lyrics clearly was based on a general misogyny towards women away from the music, and that clearly seems to have been borne out by these charges against Diddy, which if he's found guilty of all this, he's never coming out of prison. How dangerous do you think?
Thank God.
How dangerous do you think he is as a person?
I think he's one of the most dangerous people I've ever met. A lot of people have been questioning, well, she doesn't really know him. She has no knowledge of him. She doesn't have a picture with him. I'm smarter than Claudia Jordan. I would never take a picture with the devil. Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected by not only Clive Davis, but Lucien Grange. He was selected to be the demon that he is, to keep the culture in line so the industry could continue to rape it for all of its precious jewels. We have too many lost. The list of lost is ridiculous, and everyone knows Diddy was selected for this job.
Jay-Z and Diddy have always supported each other from the start, and many people are now saying that the reason Jay-Z hasn't spoken out about Diddy's indictment is because of his connection to the crimes.
There are a lot of people in Hollywood who are probably worried about which Diddy parties they were at and what was going on. That's not to say that they were necessarily even involved in any of the things that are alleged by the U.S. Attorney's Office. But if you're at that party and it turns out that that's when he set up one of these freak-off sex parties or